Okay, I'm back. Uh, I took a while for me to calm down and be cool with everything again. I really didn't plan to come back because I said it in the other video. But I didn't even watch a movie, really. I started one and then I cut it off after I started, and then I went to look for another one, and yeah, so that was just bullshit when I tried that. And so now I'm just back on page. So yeah, so I'm back to this again. Uh, while I started watching the first movie, the reason why that went to shit is because um it brought things into my mind that made me think too much and completely distracted me from the movie. So I cut it off. It put I don't even know how to say it. And I don't want to contemplate it or put a whole lot of energy into trying to think of what I'm trying to say, what that next part of what I just started. But I will just say that, yeah, it made me think too much. It made me think too much, and it brought a memory back that I hadn't thought of in a long time. And so, because of that, I was going to start a video after I cut that off, but the minute that I tried to do that, I don't. Something with you just was stupid, and so I was just like, fuck it. And I went right back to what I was doing before and didn't even start a video. I didn't do anything. I just went right back to looking at stuff on TV. So, anyways, yeah. So that was that. Uh, so yeah. But I'm gonna say something completely different that has nothing to do with what was going on then. Because another thought came to mind, and I want to make this statement. You know, when I was a kid, the one thing I hated about older people, like teenagers and adults, the one thing that I couldn't stand about teenagers and adults that I absolutely hated more, uh, that I absolutely hated, and a lot of kids could probably relate to this and understand what I'm saying and where I'm coming from with this. And they probably feel the same way with teenagers and older siblings. But the thing that I couldn't stand about teenagers more than even adults is they're they're I know what to say and it's in my head. I'm just trying to think of to start it off. You know, um it was there at first and then it just evaporated. But I hate it about them is because fuck it. I just just go straight to the thing and don't do that because that's gonna ruin. That's gonna just is not gonna yeah. So just get straight to it. Straight to it. So I hated the stuff with teenagers is because their thing with like making fun of stuff. And when I say that, I mean like I hate like how they take things and they make it seem so gay. Like that's what I'm saying, and how like kids could probably relate to this with like teenagers, older people, you know, teenagers and older siblings, you know, all that stuff in general, you know, that they could relate to this. It's like how they make everything seem so gay and just pointless and stupid and all that. Like I can't stand that shit. Um, I guess you could say I'm still like that today. There was a time in where I went through a phase once I got a certain age that I went and started doing stuff like that too, and caught that contagiousness. You know that that's the best way I can think how to phrase it. Is where I caught that contagiousness. But yeah, I can't stand that. Is that how they make everything seem stupid, gay, and like just dumb. Like you just make everything look dumb. I hate that shit. Um, yeah, and this video probably ain't gonna be long. This video ain't probably gonna be long either. I don't think it is. I mean, like it could be, but I don't think it is because there's not a whole lot to say about this unless I find a way to say a whole lot about it. But I don't think there really isn't a whole lot to say about this. So I would think it would be 20 or 25 minutes at the most, but it could go on longer than that. But anyways, yeah, I don't like that, like how they make everything seem gay and dumb and stuff. It's like, it just don't make no sense. Like, and if a teenager was seeing this that has that, kind of attitude and just, acts that way, they're probably going to try to do something to attack this too. Because of not everything that I just said a minute ago. I'm just talking about that one part right there where I was like, it just makes no sense. If they see any other videos that I've made, they're going to use that to attack this. Because I've said that in other videos, like it makes no sense, and they're gonna mock me and block. So yeah, all that shit, mock me and try to use that to shit on me. It just makes no sense. It just makes no sense. you know, it just makes no sense. Like, shit. Uh, mm, life is really, really, um, just weird, bro. Just really weird, you know. But anyhow, yeah, I couldn't stand that shit. Like, they just make everything seem so stupid and gay and just dumb. And I don't get what is the reason for that and stuff. Because, like, I'm gonna say some things and give you some examples too. Like, for one thing, it's like how they mock things or either mock each other. Like, they'll do it to, like, either kids or some of them, not all of them, Some of them get, a shred of decency enough to not, be like that. But, and when I was a kid, I thought all of them were like that. Like, they'll all do you that way and be like that, they'll mock you if you're a kid or, do it with somebody else. Like, it's just the whole 9 yards, you know. So, but they aren't. But that was my assumption because of just the things that I know, that I did know and that I saw and stuff. Just how I took things in. I thought they were all like that, and that is not the case. They are not all like that. Just some of them, not all of them. But yeah, I can't stand that shit. Damn, I accidentally rehashed. Cause I was starting to lose my thought, and I wasn't doing it on purpose to get back to the thought. I lost it. It's, bruh, there's just things, and so my memory just doesn't serve me well. And I black out and stuff and lose memory and stuff. So, yeah, sometimes I don't even purposely do that shit. the thought gets gone and lost. And because that happens, um, I accidentally, mistakenly, rehashed something, without even realizing I just did it or was getting ready to start to do it. I don't even catch myself. So, yeah. It's all because of memory stuff, bro. That's all it is. For the most part, that's pretty much all it is. But yeah, let me see if it'll come back. Cause this time I know what I'm doing. I just don't know if the memory will come back. Um. Oh, I think it's starting to come back to me. Is that like the whole 9 yards? That I believed that crap and stuff and everything that they would do it to anyone and stuff. And yeah, like I said, nah, that ain't no. But the mm, but for some who do that, is like, man, what a jackass. Because like this is an example is where like say actually this happened recently, but this wasn't a teenager, but it did bring bring that memory, that feeling back of being in high school. This person was a grown woman, an adult, but it's that shit where like if they got a problem, like either a problem with something or like I'm saying, just straight up jackass, yo. Just straight up jackass. Like some of them would just go out of their way just to do it. Um, so yeah, that is. I mean, is the this is the example is that like if somebody says something, they'll mock it and say it in a really um uh really just mean assholey way and think it's funny or you know make it sound funny. That's what I'm saying. And I've always hated that shit. you know so I'll give you a perfect example. Like for the instance, the one that just happened to me recently is I was walking down a hallway in this building. I was walking down a hallway in a building, and and um and there was this girl that walked past me. Um, and when she was walking past me, she stopped and she looked at me and smiled and said hi, and stuff like that. And yeah, and I looked at her and waved back. I was like, hi. I didn't say hi, but I waved my hand. I was just like, yeah, hi. The person behind me that was in a kitchen, sitting in a chair, mocked that girl and said hi. And that is the example. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I mean. I hate that shit. I can't stand that. Like you, like the biggest. it's almost like it's the perfect example for the biggest assholes on the planet. Like, I can't stand that fucking shit. Like, I've always been around that, and I've always been around that in my life, and I can't stand that shit. You know, like fucking biggest asshole, yo. You know, hi. It's like, what is your problem, man? It's like, seriously, like, why are you mocking her and being acting that way just because somebody is walking and stops and looks at somebody and smiles and says hi, and you feel the need to be an asshole for that? Like, the fuck is wrong with you? Can't stand that shit. Another thing with older people, I'm a older person too, but I'm talking from experience of when I was a kid and how things were when I was a kid, and I know like it hasn't changed. Like, so I'm also talking from what the perspective of a kid. Period. Now. But anyways, um, another thing is like I hate how like they make things seem really gay and dumb, where it's like you, or not you, but they'll, like, if you like something, or I'll use something out of my life because I don't want to, prolong to get right to what I really want to say. But when I was a kid, we would sit and watch TV shows, right? You know, uh, and sometimes we go over each other's houses and hang out over each other's houses and watch TV shows and stuff, you know. And when we watch TV shows like the cartoons and everything, or whether we be on Cartoon Network or whatever thing we were on, station we were on watching TV. I've noticed that like they have the habit, like teenagers have the habit of, like, if you like something, uh, I'll use an example like Spider-Man. Like, say you're on a channel and you're watching Spider-Man, and you have an older sibling, and they're in the room with you, and all your friends are in the room with you watching Spider-Man with you too, and your older sibling is sitting in the room, and maybe you got another older sibling too, sitting in the room too, and that older sibling comes out and feels the need to do this, makes a comment, and says, this is the best way I can think of it right now. This doesn't really do it justice, but this is the best way I can think of it right now. Is that, they'd be like, oh, this is so gay, or, that's so stupid. And I'm not, don't even try to make that move. I ain't saying nothing about using, because I just did it a second ago. I ain't saying nothing about using the G word. That is not what the point I'm trying to make. Because I do the same, like, no. I'm saying how they, they be so just judgmental and just say things to make stuff look like it's just like there's something wrong with it, is what I'm saying. And that's the problem that I have, that I that shit pisses me off. Like, this is so gay, and all this stuff and everything, and like, and it doesn't do the actual thing justice, but that is like that is basically what it is. This is so gay, this is so stupid and everything. Um the only thing that I can think out of my life, that can, I guess, hit close to home with that is I remember one day we were all sitting down, or not all of us. What am I talking about? It was me and my best friend, and we were sitting down in the basement in the living room watching a cartoon show. And his sister, older sister, was down there with us. And the cartoon show that was playing on TV, I'm not gonna say what the show was, but it was playing on TV, and she's made it multiple times that this how she hates this show. Made it known, and just she made her she all her stuff is said. How she hates this show, it's stupid, and just you know etc etc and everything. And that day she was down in the basement, and sitting on the couch, and we had the show on, and she actually started watching it a little bit and paying attention to it. Like it actually got her attention, for a second. And as the show kept going, and as the show kept going, and it ended. It ended. Um. I forget. But yeah, it ended, and as a matter of fact, we were watching on TV, but it wasn't through networks. It was a VHS tape that I had brought over. I had like 2 VHS tapes with me, and it was from the same shit. And after that episode, the show ended, whatever. She was like, "Oh, hurry up and put the next one in. I want to see what happens and stuff." And we turned around. We're like, "What?" We turned around and looked with the most, like just out of this world confusion on our face, and we were just like, "What?" And surprised, man, like, "What?" Like, she was like, "Hurry up and put it in. I want to see, the next one, what happens and stuff." It was just like, we were in awe, that after she said that, you know. And when we did that, turned around and looked at her, and we were like, "What?" You know, her brother said, "Whoa!" Like, he was like, "You're starting to like this show," and everything. It was like pretty much the statement he made. It's pretty much as what he said. He was like, "You're starting to like this show." He was like, "I'm not gonna say her name. I almost did mess up and say her name," but he was like, "Yeah, you're starting to like this show." And everything. Wait, his name? I mean her name. I'm not gonna say her name. I almost did mess up and say her name. But yeah, that person's, if this ever made it anywhere, they're gonna know who they are anyways, just based off of what I'm saying. Both of them, are gonna know who they are the minute that they see and hear all this, you know. But anyways, they were like, I mean, yeah, he said that, and then yeah, after he said that, the she liking it. Um, she said back, she was like, "No, this is the stupidest, dumbest thing in the world. This show is so retarded, and all that stuff." And that was pretty much verbatim what she said. I got a thought in my head, and it's it's kind of like it's there. I can feel it, but it's hard to like fully develop the thought and get it out. I just know I wish the world wasn't as much of what it actually is, you know, because it's hard to do anything, especially now. It is really hard to do anything and be okay with it, and be successful at at what at whatever it is, all that stuff, you know, it is really, really hard. You know. Uh Luckily though, some things have changed. So because some things have changed, a lot of things that weren't okay when I was a kid are okay now. You know, it's not weird anymore. And I'm glad, oh my God, because I had enough of that shit, you know, at myself, you know, when I was a kid. Like, you know, so yeah, I just really wish it wasn't of all of what it actually is. It's like it's just so hard to do stuff. Like even when you try to talk about stuff, it's like it's really hard to do that without something just like just not the craziest shit ever happening. Like damn. And I'm saying damn not because at that moment the when I said the word crazy, you know, like I couldn't, you know, I couldn't say it. I was saying damn because that is somebody's doing. Wait no, oh that was the water. Okay. Never mind. And because it didn't affect it, it still got that mark on it though. So okay, there, it should be all right now. Let's say yeah, because there's still a little bit of wetness in my hair, but my hair is dry enough now where I shouldn't really have to worry about that. But anyways, it's like damn, you know. So that's why I'm saying that because like I can't take this shit, you know. So yeah. But anyways, to get back to what I was really talking about, you know, it's still there in my head. You know? Oh, God damn it. Seriously, because it's just so. Seriously, it's like, God damn it, because it's just so. It's so debilitating, frustrating, just every word you can think of all those just expressions. It really is. So, and I just can't take it. Alright, now I really am going to get back to what I was going to say. But, yeah, she said that and stuff, and then, you know, after that, she was like, no, it's the most stupidest, blah, 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 and all that stuff and everything. And, I just, like, that, I didn't like that. That bothered me. That annoyed me, all that stuff and everything. And just, like, why, like, first of all, that didn't even make any sense anyways. It's like, after all these years, you said all that stuff about this show that we really like, and not only this show, but just a lot of other things that we, you know, are into and give it like that, you know, that we like. You know, you've done the same thing with all that stuff, and now all of a sudden, something that you really hate and think is trashy, you're looking at and you really want to see what is the next thing that's going to happen and stuff, you know, and everything. But yeah, you're going you're going right in is that with that same shit and saying, oh, no, it's stupid, it's loud, and stuff and everything. It's like, oh my fucking God, man. Like, I do not, like, you are like, I don't get you. I don't get you. Well, everything. That's, and so you see, like, at least for kids, like, you see, like, what I'm talking about, like, that's why I hated teenagers. Like, I hated teenagers. Like, seriously. That shit was annoying as hell. Um, so, yeah, I just can't stand that shit, and I'm gonna go on about it, but now I'm just gonna drop the part with, like, the how they do stuff like that, and just go to, like, um, making points. Is like, first of all, we all don't like the same things. Like, everybody likes something different. Uh, Second of all, why are you fucking with us for something we like and trying to shit on us? You know, like, I don't get that. Like, you're older than us anyways. Like, what the fuck is your problem? Like, we are kids. What do you think? What do you think is, like, we gonna be doing? Like, the fuck. Well, like, I don't get that. Like, why are you trying to shit on us for what we are into and doing and stuff? Like, it makes no sense. I don't understand why people be doing stuff like this. It's like that moment out of. I'm gonna make a quote, or not a quote, but a statement. It's like that moment out of The Breakfast Club, bruh. I think I saw that movie when I was first, like, around, like, 3, or somewhere between, like, when I was born and old enough to walk and talk, and that stage and 5 years old, somewhere in between there. I think I saw that movie, The Breakfast Club. You know, because for the most part, I always remembered it. So I'm pretty sure I had to have seen it uh, in between those ages and stuff. And from what I remember, it was a really good movie. But that was a really long time ago, so I only remember, like, the most iconic parts of that movie now. I don't remember, and I know who created that movie, John Hughes and stuff, and he was a really great movie director and all that stuff. He made really good movies he made really good 80s movies, and he's gone, oh God, I don't know why I'm feeling weird for saying this, because I just was getting into some religious stuff, and in the religious thing they were teaching, is like, it is a mistake to, wish something for somebody who's already dead and stuff, and to say that rest in peace shit, because first of all, you don't know what the whole deal is with them now that they're dead, and second of all, because once somebody dies, once somebody dies, their fate is already decided. So that's what the teaching and all that is, what it was doing,